in Seattle, who just seems to own San Francisco. They're now 14-2 in the last 16 against the 49ers. All right, we know who Seattle is, right? It's Russ, it's Pete, and it's the all-star band that changes every now and again behind them. That's exactly what they are. Who are the 49ers? They were in the Super Bowl up 10 in the fourth quarter, 20 months ago, and then they're 1-9 in their last 10 games at home. I mean, I know they're not as good as they were in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, that team. They're not as bad as they were last year. They're somewhere in the middle, but there's a big range. Who are the Niners?
It sounds insane to say, Kate, but I wonder if Kyle Shanahan doesn't really know player personnel as well as he knows the X's and O's. And we applaud him as being one of the best, smartest coaches in the NFL. But some of the personnel decisions leave you wondering. Now, they sold a farm to move up to number 3. They got Trey Lance. He had to come into the second half because of the calf injury to Jimy Garoppolo. He didn't look great, and that's just the reality of it. And you can say that quarterbacks have struggled this year as rookies, and that's fair. But if you're trading all that to move up, you should have a plan that involves your quarterback being able to step in and help you. If you're sticking with a guy who already was replacement level or slightly better than Jimmy G, they have Deebo Samuel on offense. George Kittle has yet to get going. They lost Trent Williams today. He left on a cart at left tackle, so those are concerns there. And the defense hasn't looked quite as good as they have in recent years. All this together doesn't pretend really good things in a division that's the toughest in the league. So I come back to, is Trey Lance worth it? He could end up being a great quarterback, but he's not helping you right now. And then what's plan B if Jimy Garoppolo can't end up going because of that calf injury?
You know, is Trey Lance worth it? And I think it's a good point. No rookie quarterback's playing all that well right now. And certainly the rookie quarterbacks who aren't getting reps with the ones week in and week out, like Trey Lance is not, I don't know how much we can expect him to play well in this position. Now, his numbers, or at least his passer rating, is going to look good because passer rating doesn't always take into account when you're throwing getting a lot of yards there, rather, at the end of a game when you're down big, or the yak that Deebo Samuel is getting. But really, when you look at the advanced stats, when you look at the air yards, he missed some throws. He should have had a touchdown to Kittle where it was broken up in the end zone by Jamal Adams. But again, what we continue to see and what we saw back in the preseason from Trey Lance, about a 50% completion percentage today, 9 of 18. I need to see him complete more passes. And that's not, I'm not trying to throw any shade at the young guy, but it's the NFL. 50% isn't getting it done. Maybe in 1992 in the NFL, and you could throw 20 interceptions and you could ultimately go into the Hall of Fame with that. That's not working anymore in the NFL. You need to be a 65% thrower, kind of at the very least, to be successful.
And the cost of going to get him is the problem.
Yes, but we do have to give him some time.
Sure.
Because Jimy Garoppolo has been the unquestioned number 1. And really what the 49ers have been doing out there, certainly in training camp, and now he's running the scout team, so he's not getting that opportunity. But in training camp, they were giving him some reps with the ones. But even in preseason, and now as we're seeing in the regular season, it's red zone packages. So when he goes out there in the second half, he probably is not taking a 1 rep whatsoever outside of red zone packages. It's going to be difficult for him. So I'm not going to judge him or grade him on the second half when he was sort of thrown into the fire. I think if he had a full training camp and he were playing like this, I'd say, oh boy, that was a lot to give up for him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if I had said to either of you, all right, you got to be right. You can either pick who wins the NFC West or who finishes last in the NFC West right now. I'm not sure what I would select. I don't know if I can find the team that I think is going to finish last, and I'm not sure I can find the team that I think is going to win it. I guess I would take the Rams to win the division if I had to.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.